Welcome to KyroQuiz. In today's game, can you guess the animal from 2 simple clues? We've got 50 animal questions, fun, fast, and great for all ages. You get 5 seconds to answer each one. Score 1 point for every correct guess. Ready to play? Hit subscribe and let's dive in. Question 1. Can you guess the animal from these clues? I have a long trunk and giant ears. I'm the biggest land mammal alive. That's right, I'm an elephant. Question 2. Can you guess the animal from these clues? I swing through trees with my long arms. I love bananas. You got it, I'm a monkey. Question 3. Can you guess the animal from these clues? I roar loudly and have a golden mane. I'm the king of the jungle. Correct, it's a lion. Question 4. Can you guess the animal from these clues? I have black and white stripes. You'll find me on the African plains. That's a zebra. Question 5. Can you guess the animal from these clues? I slither with no legs. Some of us are poisonous. That one's a snake. Question 6. Can you guess the animal from these clues? I spin webs and have 8 legs. I can be tiny or terrifying. Yep, it's a spider. Question 7. Can you guess the animal from these clues? I hop with strong legs. I carry my baby in a pouch. That's a kangaroo. Question 8. Can you guess the animal from these clues? I swim in oceans and sing to communicate. I'm one of the biggest creatures on Earth. That's a whale. Question 9. Can you guess the animal from these clues? I moo and give milk. You'll find me on farms. That's a cow. Question 10. Can you guess the animal from these clues? I purr when I'm happy. I love napping in the sun. Of course, a cat. Question 11. Can you guess the animal from these clues? I wag my tail and bark. I'm known as man's best friend. That's a dog. Question 12. Can you guess the animal from these clues? I'm covered in wool. I say baa a lot. You guessed it, sheep. Question 13. Can you guess the animal from these clues? I oink and roll in mud. I'm pink and round. That's a pig. Question 14. Can you guess the animal from these clues? I have a long neck. I eat leaves from tall trees. That's a giraffe. Question 15. Can you guess the animal from these clues? I carry my house on my back. I'm super slow. It's a turtle. Question 16. Can you guess the animal from these clues? I swim fast and have sharp teeth. I'm the ocean's top predator. That's a shark. Question 17. Can you guess the animal from these clues? I fly and hoot at night. I can turn my head around a lot. It's an owl. Question 18. Can you guess the animal from these clues? I live in the Arctic and love snow. I'm a bear, but I'm white. That's a polar bear. Question 19. Can you guess the animal from these clues? I make honey. I buzz and sting. Sweet, it's a bee. Question 20. Can you guess the animal from these clues? I leap and croak. You might find me on a lily pad. It's a frog. Question 21. Can you guess the animal from these clues? I hang upside down and sleep a lot. I'm slow, but lovable. That's a sloth. Question 22. Can you guess the animal from these clues? I howl at the moon. I travel in packs. That's a wolf. Question 23. Can you guess the animal from these clues? I have hooves and antlers. I'm often seen in forests. That's a deer. Question 24. Can you guess the animal from these clues? I live in water and have a shell. Sometimes I snap. That's a crab. Question 25. Can you guess the animal from these clues? I'm a type of big cat with stripes. I'm strong and love water. That's a tiger. Question 26. Can you guess the animal from these clues? I'm small, squeaky, and love cheese. You might find me in your house. That's a mouse. Question 27. Can you guess the animal from these clues? I hop and ribbit. I start life as a tadpole. It's a frog again. Question 28. Can you guess the animal from these clues? I squirt ink and have many arms. I live deep in the ocean. That's an octopus. Question 29. Can you guess the animal from these clues? I chirp and sing. I fly and build nests. That's a bird. Question 30. Can you guess the animal from these clues? I gallop and wear a saddle. People ride me. That's a horse. Question 31. Can you guess the animal from these clues? I'm a tiny insect that jumps. I make music by rubbing my legs. That's a cricket. Question 32. Can you guess the animal from these clues? I live in Antarctica. I waddle and wear a tuxedo. That's a penguin. Question 33. Can you guess the animal from these clues? I have a shell but no spine. I'm slow and slimy. That's a snail. Question 34. Can you guess the animal from these clues? I hiss and shed my skin. I can be venomous. That's a snake. Question 35. Can you guess the animal from these clues? I use my big tail to slap water. I build dams. That's a beaver. Question 36. Can you guess the animal from these clues? I squawk and repeat words. I'm a colorful bird. That's a parrot. Question 37. Can you guess the animal from these clues? I look like a horse with black and white stripes. I run in herds. That's a zebra again. Question 38. Can you guess the animal from these clues? I swim with dolphins and eat fish. I'm smart and playful. That's a seal. Question 39. Can you guess the animal from these clues? I'm orange and clever in stories. I have a bushy tail. That's a fox. Question 40. Can you guess the animal from these clues? I croak and have bulging eyes. I live in swamps. That's a toad. Question 41. Can you guess the animal from these clues? I glide on water with a long neck. I say honk or quack. That's a duck or goose. Question 42. Can you guess the animal from these clues? I have sharp claws and 9 lives. I meow a lot. That's a cat again. Question 43. Can you guess the animal from these clues? I'm tiny and build hills. I'm super strong for my size. That's an ant. Question 44. Can you guess the animal from these clues? I have tusks and love to dig. I'm big, gray, and hairy. That's a warthog. Question 45. Can you guess the animal from these clues? I laugh and hunt in packs. You'll hear me at night in Africa. That's a hyena. Question 46. Can you guess the animal from these clues? I live in the desert. I have humps on my back. That's a camel. Question 47. Can you guess the animal from these clues? I'm pink and stand on one leg. I love shallow waters. That's a flamingo. Question 48. Can you guess the animal from these clues? I'm a rodent with big cheeks. I store food in them. That's a hamster. Question 49. Can you guess the animal from these clues? I eat bamboo and look like a bear. I'm black and white. That's a panda. Question 50. Can you guess the animal from these clues? I live deep in the sea and light up. I use bioluminescence to glow. That's an anglerfish.